back to another day of living in the new house. It has officially been 1 month since we went and picked up those larger tile samples, and they're currently still sitting downstairs in the kitchen. Remember the whole mad rush of we need to get tile sorted and this, that and the other, and then we ended up ripping down all the bathroom walls and it turned into shenanigans? Well, we're now at the stage where tiles are becoming a bit of a priority again. So now we have the bath in place, we're going to get those tile samples from upstairs, we're going to stick them against the bath, and then hopefully make a decision on ordering some tiles over the course of the next day/weekend, depending on where we get to. So let's get them upstairs and let's have a look. Option number one, this is called the Calcutta Gold. It's a matte tile. If we zoom in like that, that's the aesthetic, I guess. Minus the blue walls and the bits and bobs. That's the aesthetic for that one. That is versus the Toronto Gold, which is this one with the same aesthetic from the same angle. We are going to go to the war room and consult. The meeting minutes from the War Room Council so far then. So, the original favourite, which was that one down there, I think we've now decided we don't like that. Reason being is actually when you put it on the wall, it kind of looks like it used to be a gloss tile and it's got like limescale or soap scum down the front of it. It looks like you haven't cleaned it properly. So, I think we're at the stage where potentially ruling that one out. We should then put this one into the main contention. Which looks better. Two major concerns about it is, one, I agree with Elizabeth on the fact that it may have too much pattern. When you actually look at the online articles, there's a bit more pattern in them. Editing Ryan, sorry, there's a picture of what it looks like when it's on the website. The other concern we've got with it as well, or this is the concern you've got, Elizabeth's got, she's standing next to me but she doesn't want to be on camera at the moment, is the fact that it feels too much like a hotel, is what she's saying, which I can kind of see. But also I kind of can't see. I mean, you've been going to some quite fancy hotels. That's the tiles I've got in those hotels. You may have noticed, though, there is an additional tile that has appeared in the corner. So my mother bought me a tile cutter from like a recycling centre type thing that was pretty good nick and everything. So she brought that across and bought this as a sample tile to go and use for trial cutting things. Now, my original brain when I was looking at this, when I was thinking about doing a home renovation for Elizabeth and I started dating, was I was going to go with a stone effect, darker than that, but that is a lighter stone effect. So I have just put it there for the comparison. So I think the verdict of the council is we're going to go back to the tile shop and have a look at some more tiles. I don't know why choosing tiles is becoming the biggest problem of everything we've got at the moment, but I don't think we're quite there with the decision. But Elizabeth has just set the ultimatum that come tomorrow afternoon, we will have made a decision on tiles and we will have ordered them. That is the ultimatum we're going to get to.
Yes.
If we get there.
Yeah.
Same as I set the challenge that we were going to have that room fully pre-prepped by end of yesterday. Yeah, we did that as well. Back to the drawing board. While tile decisions are not going anywhere, let's work on something which is a certainty, and that is the never-ending prep of the front room. You will have noticed in between now that last clip and now I have cleaned up the front area. We've got a bit of sheet of plastic down, which implies bonding. But we're not going to start there just yet, because we have just got that little slither of plasterboard down there we still need to complete. So I brought a quick slip up. We're going to cut that up, we're going to get it on, and then we're going to get wetting down these walls, mixing up some bonding and slapping it on the wall. So let's crack on with it. What an effort that was. We now have all of the hard wall sections filled in. The underlying layer was starting to crack a little bit, so we put a nice wet mix on top, so hopefully that should stop any of the cracking. And so far, seems to be doing the job. Doesn't seem to be too much there. Obviously there's the odd patch and stuff, but I've learned this time it's more about getting the wall level and less about the actual finish, because the finishing layer will fix it up. And if we roughly stick that up against there very carefully without putting too many divots in the wall, you'll see that, although not perfect, is definitely a lot more plumb than it was, and I should be able to catch the rest of it with the finishing layer anyway, in terms of making it flat and level and everything else like that. So yeah, really happy with the effort. Definitely much easier having an extra set of hands. So Dad, thank you very much for being the lackey and running around and cleaning the tools and loading me up and everything else like that. I mean, I could just keep going. We have still got to like clean up the edges and stuff like that and just knock off any excess bits and stuff like that, but I'll do all that in the morning when it's dry. I will key the surface tonight before we go to bed though, because otherwise we won't have any sticky plaster in there. You may have noticed, actually that may not have been in shot thinking about it. We quickly covered up those bits just with a bit of excess we had, and we also did, if I chuck you over the edge there, a filling run down there. Now I didn't do the second layer, so that's going to contract back into the hole a little bit, so we might have to put another layer on that, but it did at least use up some of the material. But yeah, not a bad effort, good piece of progress. Just been discussing a plan with Elizabeth for tomorrow. So the people are coming to repair the fridge between 7:30 and 9:30 in the morning, which means we have got to get up after like 3 nights, 4 nights. In fact, I think there's only 1 night this week we haven't gone to bed before midnight. Sorry, we have gone to bed before midnight. Yeah, that's the tiredness setting. So they're going to come at about somewhere between 7:30 and 9:30 to repair the fridge. So I think what I will do is get up, do the fillering and taping in the morning. We will then run out to the tile shop to return the tile samples that we've got, because we need to return both of those at some point, and have a look at the other tiles which we may be deciding on, which are nothing like the ones that we were showing earlier. Stay tuned for that one tomorrow. Then we'll go do a quick food shop, come back, have a nap, because I think we need it at this stage. And then around 2-3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, again, I'm doing that whole thing where I lay out a plan, which probably isn't going to happen, but 2-3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, once all the taping and everything and fillers all dried off, then we will go for plaster. Most likely, obviously, starting with the roof so it doesn't drop down, but we'll see how far we get with it. Ideally, I'd like to blast the whole room out in a day. I think we're going to try blast the whole room out in a day, but we'll see what it is when we get there. But anyway, I think that is going to be it for today. We posted a short today as well, which will be 2 weeks in the past for when I post this video. It's got over 1,000 views, so really happy. The channel is booming at the moment, so if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And other than that, happy hunting, and we'll see you all tomorrow.